Hi, I'm Gian, but for short and sweet, they call me G. Hence, Keeping It G with G, the podcast. This is a weekly heart-to-heart based off of authentic life experiences and honesty in hopes to inspire others to be more transparent about the ups and downs of everyday life shit. And to give you, the listeners, that extra push you may need to begin your own journey of self-help and healing. And please, keep in mind that I'm not an expert. I'm just speaking from experience. Now let's start the show. Happy Monday, y'all. We've made it to another Monday. First and foremost, thank you guys for tuning in and being on this journey with me. I haven't expressed my gratitude in a while, but I do want to let you guys know that I am super duper always appreciative and grateful for your support, for tuning in, for subscribing, for giving me your feedback, for reposting episodes, and just simply pressing that play button and listening to these episodes as they roll out weekly. So again, thank you. Now, with that being said, last week I tackled relationships, love, and friendships, but this week I want to aim this episode towards the mommies because it's been a while since I talked about motherhood, and as you know, this podcast is aimed towards all things love, relationships, motherhood, self-help, and real shit. So I wanted to get back into the mom segment of the podcast because it's been a while. So in this episode, I want to talk about mom guilt. And this is focused more towards the mommies out there, the young moms, the old moms, the new moms, the trying to conceive moms. Anybody who has a child is going to love this episode because I know that I'm not alone in mom guilt. And what I mean by mom guilt is that anytime you feel like you want to do something for yourself or have some me time, you feel kind of guilty, and not in a horrible way. It's more so in a way of like, damn, I could be with my kid. I'm neglecting him or her. Why do I have to have me time when I'm a mom? I could be with my child, and I'm here to tell you that it is imperative for you to be able to operate in the way that you need to as a mom or as a parent in general, because we do a lot on a daily basis. And I'm not saying that the dads don't do a lot, but as moms, we take on a whole lot more responsibility that I just think it's natural for us to do because we're mom and we carried the baby. We gave birth to the baby. So I don't know. I think it's just a natural thing for us to take on a whole bunch of shit at once. And it's easy for us to forget about ourselves with those daily tasks or the responsibilities that being a mom comes with. So I want to just encourage those of you who have children or, like I said, are trying to conceive or has been a mom a long time or whatever, to not feel guilty. It took me a long time to get to the point where I felt comfortable doing things for myself, whether it's just a quick car ride by myself or just to buy myself something nice or just taking a moment to read a book by myself or going out of town for a girls trip. And all those things sound simple, but it could take a toll on you if you're one of those people who, pride yourself on being an awesome mom, like all of us, I hope, do. And I'm not perfect with this yet because sometimes when I do have time away from my baby, I feel like shit. And I have to talk myself out of it. My sisters have to talk me out of it. Like, girl, just go ahead, have a good time, whatever. And it's mostly because I love spending time with Genesis. And it could be because at one point I was a stay-at-home mom with her for those first 2 years of her life, or almost 2 years of her life. And maybe I just kind of still have separation anxiety. I don't know. But of course, I miss her dearly when I step away from her. What I found that it's easier for me to take on the tasks that I need to as a mom when I take that time for myself because it's necessary. And I'm starting to train myself to not feel guilty because sometimes babies need a break from mama and mamas need a break from baby. And that doesn't mean that you don't love your child any less or that you don't care for your child any less because you decide to have me time or mommy time. Go out and enjoy yourself and just get yourself something nice. Have a spa day. Take time to just do simply nothing or whatever it is that is your vice that you enjoy doing. Do that. There's this stigma that when you're a mom, you have to be this way, carry yourself this way. And you do because you have a child now and that child is watching your every move. And if you don't, blah, 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 blah. But guess what? You can still do things that you previously enjoyed doing to an extent and still be a great, dope ass, bomb ass mom. As long as you're happy and comfortable with yourself, that's all that matters. It doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. It's about the fact that you know you're a bomb mom. You know you're a great mom. You know that you take care of your child in the way that you need to. You love on your child. You nurture your child. So yes, sis, you deserve to have some time away from baby sometimes. And this goes for dads too. If you're a stay-at-home dad or full-time dad or what have you, you know, take some time for yourself too. You can't be parent all day long. You have to find some time to step away, regroup, and come back. Like a reset and a recharge, so to speak. I preach resetting and recharging a lot because it's easy for us to get so caught up in the work life and the daily tasks that we forget about ourselves. So I'm going to always encourage you guys to put yourself first so that you can pour into others in the way that you need to. I just think that it's imperative and necessary for you to want to treat yourself and take some time by yourself because we are moms 24/7 and that is not going to ever change. But you cannot overexert yourself so much to where you feel drained. And when you look in the mirror, you don't recognize yourself. So don't feel guilty. It's okay to do some things for yourself. It's okay to take that girl's trip or whatever it is that you need to do to take a breather and recharge. And you know to make sure that your cup is full at all times. It's a work in progress, of course, but it is imperative for you to not feel guilty and to take the time that you need to parent in the way that you need to do your job the way that you need to regarding career. Just don't feel guilty. Mom guilt is very real, especially if you're a new mom. I know I used to feel that a lot when I first had Genesis. I didn't want to hardly do shit for myself. Everything was baby, baby, baby because they're so little and they need that nurturing and they need that love. And I talked about that previously in my postpartum depression episode. But you know, now that I've come to a point where I've overcome that and I'm more self-aware of just parenting and, you know, the things that I enjoy, and I have started to take those steps to do things for myself. And it feels good when you do what you need to do for yourself and then you come back. You feel better. You feel more full. You feel recharged. So I encourage all the parents and all the mommies listening to this episode to not feel guilty. You're doing great. Just make sure you have a good support system. Make sure you have some help. It takes a village. So don't feel embarrassed if you have to take a moment or take a step back to regroup. It's okay. It's normal and it's imperative. So put yourself first and make sure that you are not allowing yourself to feel this guilt, this horrible guilt. And that's it. that's about it on mom guilt. I just want to encourage you and share my story with you to try to encourage whoever may feel what I felt or has, felt in the past. So yeah, I hope that you have enjoyed this episode. This was strictly for the mommies. I know I have a lot of listeners that like to hear me talk my shit about other topics, but I wanted to take this episode to talk to the mommies out there. I don't want to pull your ear for too long because not everybody has a child, but I did want to take this time out to, like I said, talk to the mommies about mom guilt. So again, I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. Please, please, please do not forget to subscribe, to follow the Instagram page for the podcast and the Twitter, and to submit any advice or questions that you have to askg@gmail.com, and that is askgxxh@gmail.com. This can be anything, any topic, motherhood, love, relationships, what have you. I am here to listen. So please do not be afraid to submit those questions and or advice to that email. And I'll put that in the show notes. And please, last announcement, don't forget to check out the playlist that I made for the podcast because it's popping. That link is also going to be in the show notes and as well on the Instagram page for the podcast. So again, I hope you guys have enjoyed this short and sweet episode on mom guilt, and I will talk to you next week, same time, same place, for the next episode of Keeping It G with G, the podcast. Have a great week.